All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever picked up one of those big, dense standards like ISO 10009 and just thought, how on earth am I supposed to use this? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're cracking it open and turning all that theory into a practical, powerful toolkit. A toolkit for building a strategy that, actually wins.
So, I've got a question for you, and I want you to be honest. Is your strategy right now a solid fortress, or is it maybe, just maybe, a little bit like a house of cards? It's a tough question for sure, but it's a super important one, because over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 4 key tools that will help you build something that can really stand the test of time.
We're going to frame this whole thing as a strategic journey. I want you to picture it like you're using a series of different lenses. We'll start with a super wide view, looking at the entire world. Then we'll zoom in, closer and closer, until we're looking right at the very core of your business. The cool part is, each tool we talk about builds on the one before it. So, you ready to get started?
First up on our journey, we're grabbing the telescope. Why a telescope? Because we need to look at the big picture, those massive macro forces that are shaping, well, pretty much everything. And for that, we use a tool called PESTEL analysis.
So what exactly is PESTEL? The easiest way to think about it is like an early warning system for your business. The ISO standard itself calls it a tool for tracking the big picture factors in the world where you operate. And honestly, it's such an essential first step. It's all about seeing those huge external forces coming before they crash into your strategy.
And here are the 6 things you're actually looking for. You're scanning the horizon for any big shifts in the political landscape, the economy, social trends, new technology, any legal changes, and of course, the environment. Every single one of these can be a massive risk, or, if you're smart about it, a huge opportunity.
Okay, let's make this feel real. We're going to use a fictional coffee subscription service called Beangood. Now imagine a new law gets passed that's a legal factor, right? And it says all packaging has to be compostable. Bam! Just like that, Beangood has to completely rethink its entire supply chain. That is PESTEL in action. It's what helps you see these kinds of changes coming down the pike.
The real power of PESTEL is that it gives you a structure. It forces you to lift your head up and look beyond the day-to-day grind. But, and this is a big but, it is definitely not a one-and-done kind of thing. The world is always changing, right? I mean, think about huge events like pandemics or massive AI breakthroughs. You've got to keep coming back to your PESTEL analysis to make sure your strategy stays sharp.
All right, so we've scanned the entire horizon with our telescope. Now it's time to trade it in. Let's pick up the binoculars. We're zooming in from that huge global view right down to your specific industry. And for that, we're using a famous tool, Porter's 6 Forces. This model comes from the brilliant mind of Harvard's Michael Porter, and it's all about one thing: understanding the competition. It's designed to answer a single critical question: how profitable is this industry really? It's a way to figure out where all the power is hiding.
Now, you've probably heard of Porter's 5 forces before, but guess what? The model has actually evolved. The ISO standard points to these 6 key pressures. You've got the threat of new players entering the game, the rivalry between the companies already there, the bargaining power of your customers and your suppliers, then there's the threat of substitute products, and finally, a really crucial 6th one, complementors. These are the other businesses that actually make your own product more valuable.
Let's bring it back to our coffee company, Beangood. What would a huge threat of new entrants look like for them? Well, imagine a behemoth like Amazon suddenly decides to launch its own coffee subscription box. Yikes! Understanding that kind of threat is absolutely vital for Beangood's long-term survival.
So what's the bottom line here? Porter's model can give you a totally fresh way of looking at your industry. But here's a little word of caution straight from the standard. Your analysis is only as good as the data you feed it. If you really want to understand these forces, guesswork just isn't going to cut it. You need real, solid data.
Okay, journey update. We've looked way out at the world with the telescope. We've zoomed into the industry with our binoculars. Now it's time to put those down and pick up a mirror. We need to turn that focus inward and take a good, hard look at ourselves with a true classic, the SWOT analysis.
At its heart, SWOT is all about taking a really honest look in the mirror. It's how you build a solid strategy by mapping your internal strengths and weaknesses against those external opportunities and threats. The ones you've already started uncovering with PESTEL and Porter's. See how it all connects? Let's go back to Beangood. What would be one of their core strengths? I mean, yeah, their coffee is good, but it's more than that. It's their unique, direct trade relationships they have with their farmers.
Now that is a powerful internal asset they can use to their advantage when facing external threats.
But here's something the standard is really clear about, and it's super important. A SWOT analysis done by one person in a dark room is pretty much useless. You absolutely need to bring in different perspectives. Get people from leadership, from the front lines, the whole shebang. That's the only way to get a true picture. And just like our PESTEL analysis, this thing is a living document. You gotta review it all the time.
So, we've looked out at the world, and we've looked deep inside our own company. Now comes the final and maybe the most important step of our journey. It's time to pick up our compass. We need to figure out where we're going, and that's all about defining your vision and your mission.
Okay, let's be honest, people mix these two up all the time. But the ISO standard gives us a really nice, simple way to tell them apart. Your vision, that's your big dream, your aspiration. It's the what you want to become. Your mission, on the other hand, is your purpose. It's the why you even exist. Think of it this way. One is the destination on the map, the other is the reason you're on the journey in the first place.
Let's check in with Being Good one last time to nail this down. Their vision is huge, it's aspirational. A world where every cup of coffee is sustainable. Wow. Their mission, though, is super concrete. It's what they do every day. To deliver ethically sourced specialty coffee to our customers' doors. See that difference? The mission is how they actually work towards that big, beautiful vision.
The benefit here is pretty obvious, right? These statements give everyone a North Star, a common goal that guides all the planning. But their real power, that comes from simplicity. And this is key. They have to be easy to communicate. I mean, think about it. If your team can't remember your vision and mission, if they can't repeat it back to you, how are they ever going to act on it?
And all of this brings us back to a really powerful idea from Michael Porter himself. He said, "The collective strength of these forces determines the ultimate profit potential in the industry." What a quote. It's the perfect reminder that great strategy isn't just about guesswork or luck. It's about deeply, truly understanding all the forces at play so you can chart a course to win.
So there you have it. From the telescope of PESTEL, to the binoculars of Porter's forces, to the mirror of SWOT, and finally, to the compass of your mission, you now have a complete strategic toolkit. The only question left is, which one of these tools are you going to pick up first to start sharpening your own strategy?